So good afternoon, everyone, and welcome again. This is another in our fabulous series of Meet the Speaker of the upcoming event in November, Viva. And we're calling this Tapas, and this is Tapas with Dave Kibby this afternoon. So Dave, please introduce yourself and let's take it away.
Sorry, I'm just recovering from being tapas. I've never thought of myself in that context. Cool. Well, just before Sue and Sheila pushed record, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but as we're now live, I can say what I like, which is good. But they asked about this introduction thing, and I can tell you a little bit about what I do, but that'll unfold in the next 10 or 15 minutes, I guess. But I thought it might be more interesting to tell people where I am, like the me who is the me, rather than one of the characters that I play in the game of life, like a consultant or coach or whatever. So I'm just going to have to read it, so I'm going to have to look there. Cause it only occurred to me yesterday, but it goes like this. I like it. And it says, if you really knew who you are, then you'd never look back. And if you did look back, it would only be with a fond and wry smile. And I've gone goosebumps. So that's where I am in the world right now. And I think that's a good launching point to take your questions, guys, and talk a little bit about the event.
Super. Well, that's just beautiful. Well, Dave, we're hoping that these tapas are helpful to people for two reasons. One, because it's an insight into what we believe would be quite a new understanding for people, and also an insight into what they might expect if they took the leap and came to Viva. And bearing in mind that we're really looking to help people stay in their health when they're in the role of carer or supporter or working in an organisation where they're responsible for other human beings' well-being, really, because we think of business, well, speak for myself, sometimes we can think of business as a bit of a non-human thing, and it's entirely human supporting others, working teams, etc. So I don't know, there's no question there, but I think you probably will be able to respond.
Yeah, I know. I can. You guys know me well enough. I can talk about most things for any amount of time. But there's a thing I liked. There's two things that really hit me in what you said, and first of all, the theme of the event, the looking after yourself or the well-being. And it's so easy to be trite about that or cliched about that or to speak about that in a way that we've heard a lot of people speak. And yet in that is the fundamental essence of tapping into your power or knowing who you are, which the consequence of that, which is I think what people are really interested in, is that's what enables you to be the carer, to serve, to recharge, to be there for people, to give relentlessly, even when maybe you don't want to, and not be depleted personally. Because that's the thing I see so often for people in caring professions or heart-centered professions or change work professions, is the burnout rate, the stress rate, and it's avoidable. That's the amazing thing. And it's avoidable not because there's a whole load of like massively complex stuff you've got to learn or a new bunch of techniques or practices or whatever. It's avoidable because it's already built into the system. And that's like the best gift you can ever have when you realize it to be true. So there's the second thing I would say, is that, you know, what we're going to be talking about, I guess, in the event, and certainly in my sessions, what I'm going to be talking about is a realization, not a knowledge dump or a technique dump or a philosophy dump or any of that. It's kind of like going on an exploration and realizing what's true for you in the way that you see how the world works, and having an opportunity to see whether the way you think it works is actually helpful. Because some of the times, you know, with my clients, the way they're thinking about how the world works is actually what's stopping them from getting to where they want to get. But it doesn't look like it's a thinking thing. It looks like it's a problem with their customers, or a problem with their teams, or a problem with their staff, or any of those things. And it's not that. It really isn't. As compelling as that argument looks, when we get enough time to stop, slow down and reflect, we can see there's something else at work. And that's what we're going to be playing with. And that's the most exciting area to work in I've ever discovered. The most exciting thing to share with other people I've ever discovered. And the thing that's had the biggest impact in my life that I've ever discovered. So it's cool, really.
When you put it like that, it's phenomenal. Do you have any questions spring to mind for you, Sheila?
I think you said it all. I was just thinking, it's funny because you can talk for a long time, like you said, on any subject, and then I feel like you've just put so much into a nutshell in terms of what we're looking at, which is brilliant.
Well, you know, the joy of it is the simplicity. And again, I've heard myself in the past talk about simplicity from a point of view of complexity. And you know, when clients have, all change workers will recognize this, when clients have realizations and that those gorgeous transformational moments, what happens is it gets very simple for them. It gets very clear, and they know intuitively what to do next. Now, once you start to see that's built into the human system, that was, if you like, installed at birth. That's human 1.0, if you want. Then that's where you get to look, and that becomes your journey and your exploration, and that's really exciting and very grounding, and I find extremely humbling. It's very difficult to be arrogant about something that's built in. It's very easy to be arrogant about things that you've acquired and, you know, knowledge you've got or prowess of a skill or whatever. There's the scope for getting overly involved in that. But if you can see that what we're talking about, what we're pointing you inwards towards is already there, it's really hard to get in the way of yourself. And I hear so many people say that if I could just get out my own way. And it's like, well, in what we're talking about and the implications of the health for the carer and the change worker, you implicit within that is that you're out of your own way because it was already there before you appeared. You know, the you that we all think we are, you know, I'm a this, I'm a that, I'm a dad, I'm a consultant, and we're describing circumstance, but what we're talking about is the essence of who you are, your nature, your spirit, if you like. And like, it would be impossible to be arrogant about how a scab heals when we cut ourselves, or how the intestines digest food. And so to me, it becomes impossible to be full of yourself when, or self-deprecating, which is like the flip side of arrogance, but equally damaging. It'd be impossible to be like that when you're talking about the innate system of how the mind works, and the absolute beauty and joy and logic and simplicity that's built in by design, you know, and that I find, it's difficult to put words on it, but it's so grounding to know that you've got that going for you, despite all the things you think you might have done, or how you might have let people down, or wished you could have done more, or anything. All the time you've got that view. Behind the scenes is this system that's just running for you and working for you, and just the unsung hero just chivying away in the background, sorting all of this stuff out. And I can't wait to spend some time in the winter sun talking with people about that. It's just going to be brilliant. Yeah. I can't wait for it.
Yeah. Well, we're just delighted that you're going to be there, and
absolutely,
what a fabulous taster. Yeah. I'm just here thinking, go on.
I want some more. Yeah. I want to sit in day session.
We promised up to 10 minutes, and I hadn't even time to go.
Yeah, it's probably that.
So thank you so much, and thanks to everybody who's again come along and spent 10 minutes with us. And hope you've got a real insight into what we're about, because this is it. This isn't a performance. This is actually who we really are.
This is a real tasty tapper of what's to come, for sure.
So signing out for this one, and we'll see you again.
Yay.